Hello, everyone. Very happy to have you today here with us. We are thrilled to welcome Henry Mlenzi to our interview session, where he will be sharing valuable insights from his trading journey and the experiences that he had so far with the trading pit. Henry recently achieved an impressive total pay profit of $5,533 through our CFDs VIP challenge, showcasing his exceptional trading skills. Some of you may recall our webinar with Henry back in June 26, when we actually dive into the prop trading world and how we discuss on how to pass the challenges. So today, Henry joining us to reflect his remarkable achievement and provide valuable insights into his trading approach. Henry, thank you very much for joining us today. And special thanks for taking the interview from Zanzibar. As I know that you are living and you're operating from Tanzania. Could you please start by introducing yourself? And remember, if you want to succeed as someone who walked the same path before, so in the trading pit, our main concern is to bring those valuable traders which they are capable of making the difference on the scaling plan and sharing the insights with the rest of our traders that they would like to reach the level. So thank you for being here, Henry. Welcome. Please introduce yourself to everyone.
Thank you very much, Alex. Yeah, my name is Henry Mlenzi. I'm in Zanzibar, Tanzania. Last year we spoke with Alex, and I took a challenge. And yes, right now I think I was managed to withdraw. And so we teach traders who trade very good and how to pass these profits. That's why we had a webinar last year. It was about telling people the rules and the strategies and how to qualify and how to use this profit money. This is basically free money, especially here in Africa, where a lot of people, we don't have that much capital. And using profits is a good way to kickstart your trading journey. Yeah. So it was a very good webinar, and I took a challenge myself, and that's where we are right now.
Now, we would like to know more about you and your background. So could you introduce yourself and tell us more about what you do and how you got into trading?
Okay. Yes. I have been trading for 6 years right now, and it was quite a journey for me, and it wasn't easy. Before trading, I was actually doing some online affiliate stuff and online marketing and all those kind of things. Back then, I couldn't understand trading until after only 6 years back. Then I got into trading, and just like anyone else, I started learning. And after like 3 years, then I started to see some changes. And when I started to actually see some profit back then, yeah. So back when we started, there was not so much news about profits and all that. So we used small capital, and the journey was quite interesting. After I am a day trader actually, and apart from trading, we also have an academy here in Tanzania where we teach traders, and we do some analysis together, and we discuss all things about trading. Yeah, so that's actually what I've been doing so far, and that's it about my trading.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that. And actually, you said that it took you 3 years, which what I really like to keep out of that one is, in order to succeed in trading, for sure it requires consistency along the way, learning and not giving up, correct?
Yeah, actually that's very true. Especially in trading, at the beginning, it's not easy. Especially, there is so much about discovering yourself. Even if you knew what you were supposed to do earlier, but until you actually have it inside you and actually you doing it, is a whole new level. So it took me quite some time to actually keep on going and going and going. I just believed in myself, and I knew that one day I'm gonna do it because it has been done, and I saw my previous mentors, they did it. So I say I will do it eventually. That's what got me persisting, and also the fact that there's not so much out there that I could do, because I wanted something that I could do, something that it would give me freedom to do what I want, also to travel and experience life. So trading fit in that category for me. So after I heard about trading, I couldn't think of anything else. So even though I was struggling at the beginning, I just kept going because I couldn't see what else could I do. That was the thing that I see myself I should have done.
You had an extra drive, and also you found something that you love, so you put all your energy into it, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So for how long are you trading in generally? You said after the third year you start making profits, right? But how long do you trade? How many years you are involved with trading in total?
Since it's 6 years now. I think I started learning back 2018.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2018. I think I'm approaching 6 years now. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So what is your trading style, Henry? Are you are a day trader?
Yeah, I day trade. I day trade, and I actually look for a trend, and I capitalize on the main trend and just trade every day. Or especially, I do trade London session, New York session. I'm out most of the times. It's
Which
very
one
few
do you
times that
prefer?
I will. Sorry,
Which one do you prefer?
which one do I prefer?
Yeah. Which zone to trade?
Between
London
oh
markets, US markets?
oh yeah, it's basically London, because our time when here what we is actually we are aligned with London session, so we are only like 2 hours late from London.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
I
time
do
zone
London.
wise, it makes it convenient as well, yeah?
Yeah,
That's an
yeah,
interesting intake. That's a very interesting intake for the African traders. Yeah, it makes sense. As the times they are aligned with the London markets, and it makes it super convenient. So are you
yeah.
trading, Henry, on price action, or you trading on something else?
Actually, I do trade the price action. Fundamentals, I try to avoid it as much as I can, because I can't pay attention in so much, and so I only I'm only just seeing what's going on today, but I'm not focusing it so much. And also because I also believe that every detail is printed in the charts. So for me, I just look at the charts and what's the chart is telling me. So the news is just I'm just observing it, but I'm not considering much in my trading. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. You answered my next question, which was if you're a technical or a fundamental trader, because this is an amazing question always to ask traders, and especially successful traders, because the different feedback that you're getting, it's amazing. And you did answer it. Technical trader, and yes, there will be many people agreeing with you that this is where the details are hidden, and focusing into that one, it can get you results. So are you a trend trader, reversal, range trader?
Yeah, as I just said, I follow trends. To me, I also believe that trend is your friend. So I'm actually
Trend is a friend.
observing. Yeah, I'm actually always trying to observe where the trend is already being established. So that's where I just follow it, and I get along with the trend. So yes, of course, I'm a trend trader.
Okay. So you said before that you're a technical trader. You might going to be having a look, for example, a look in a day about major news and major events that are happening, right? In that kind of a case, do you consider the upcoming major news as a part of your trading approach, or they will not be influencing, you will carry on with the technical trade?
Yeah, actually, the news to me is like it's just like a catalyst. So I'll just see like, okay, what I'm seeing in the charts, and there is this news coming. It will just tell me like whether to stay out for a little bit, or if I'm confident with what I'm seeing in the charts, I will stay in, so that maybe the news could actually go in my direction. So the news mainly to me is just like an observation and see what I can decide whether to get in or to stay in or to just get out. And also, what I actually prefer most is to stay away from those pairs which are actually influenced on the news at the moment. So I'm actually trying to go under the radar, especially in those times of the high influence news. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's, yeah, to me, I'm actually trying to be on the safe side. So even if I missed out on the news at some point, but I know like the pair that I'm trading, they won't be affected much, even if that news comes out. And as we know, most news come from the youth session, which is the session which I'm always outside the market because I'm trading London session. So by the time the news are coming out on New York session, always I'm out, or I'm just observing them, but they are not influencing my decision making.
Yeah. Actually, that really makes sense. And actually, that's a very smart approach. Yeah. That's a very smart approach in order to protect yourself. And totally relying with the technical way that you're trading as well. Totally aligned with your mentality as a trader. So, do you use currency correlations to determine what you will trade on the day?
Yes, somehow I use that. What I actually do is I observe the major pairs and the direction of the major pairs. Then I will go to crosses where I will actually see that I follow the same direction because mostly let's say I like to trade JPY pairs. And as we know, JPY pairs tend to move obviously together most of the times. So I will look at the major on JPY majors, it's like USD JPY, and the direction. The pair already made a move, but I will know if I go to the crosses, JPY crosses, I will see some opportunities in there. Yeah, so that's how I use correlations in a sense that and that I can capitalize on that because what might happen on the majors might also happen on the crosses. Yeah, that's how I use correlations.
It's very nice. And thank you for sharing that. Do you use indicators, Henry, as a part of your strategy?
Yeah, first of all, I have to say that my number one indicator is price action. And that's where I rely on. But I also use indicators and oscillators. This is for confirmation and for the trend especially. So yes, I use other indicators, but I mainly focus on the structure of the price. That's where I make all my decisions.
Can you please name the ones that you find them useful?
Yeah, of course,
Which
like moving
indicators
up.
you like to use in order to get a confirmation, as you said, which ones? Which ones
Yeah,
you would
I
be
use
advising a trader to use?
there are so many of them, so I don't think like I would be on the position to advise only one of them. But I use momentum indicators and moving averages. So, for instance, I will use either MACD or momentum itself and moving average, like to see the trend and the direction. Yeah, those are the only thing I use.
Thank you for those useful tips. I'm writing them down so I can apply them on the next challenge I'll take. Which time frame do you use for analysis and which time frame do you use for execution? Do you have any specific
Um,
time frames?
okay. Yeah. To me, I follow the trend the trend is going is the trend is almost the same in different time frames. So I will see the trend in a specific time frame. So let's say if I see a good trend in 1 hour, then I will use that 1 hour. If I see a good trend in 15 minutes, then and confirmation, I'll use 15 minutes. But mainly I tend to rely on not more than 4 hours because I'm a day trader. So I will mainly use 4 hour, 1 hour, and 15 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go deeper, like in deeper waters, and let's start talking about a very hot subject, which every single time I'm talking with traders, I would say is the core of trading, which is risk management, right? It's very
Yeah.
interesting to listen from professional traders, the approach when it comes to the risk management. So usually, what is your risk and reward ratio, Henry?
Yeah, I tend to rely on 3-1 most of the times, but I will take some of the profits if I'm already 2-1. So yeah, to me, anything from 3-1, that's enough for me.
That's enough,
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah,
Okay. So this is your belief, like 3-1 or even 2-1, it's still gonna be good for you.
yeah. I will because I'm following a trend, so I will take profit as the trend goes. So if I'm already 2-1, I will take some of the profit in the pocket, then while waiting for 3-1 right there. Yeah.
Okay. So why does that risk and reward make you confident to stick to this when you experience losing trades? Not winning trades, but
Um.
losing trades.
Yeah, because this one allows me to actually to know, even if I lose like 2-3 times, I won't worry about it because I know eventually if I win just once or twice, I will cover all the losses. So to me, risk reward ratio gives me that confidence to move on, even if I'm on a streak of losses. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's a very interesting approach. And actually, I would like to ask you if you can share your screen. Actually, I know you're traveling and I know you're away, and thank you for taking this interview from the phone one more time. But I would like to ask you if you can share the screen and if you can walk us through to your analysis, what you want to execute, checklist, something, insights from your side that you would like to share with other traders.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Let me just real quick. I know it won't be much because I'm using my phone right now because, as I said, I'm in Zanzibar. So, but let me try to share it. I hope I'll be able to do something. Uh, yeah, can you see my screen right now?
Yes, yes, we can.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So first of all, I do trade these 3 pairs. I tend to, because of my lifestyle, I I like to manage less. So I'm usually trade the APY pairs because they are calm and they are always trending so much. Yeah. So basically, what I'm doing is I'll look for a trend. As you can see my chart here, I have moving averages. I tend to use 200 moving average. This is white one that you see right here, and the blue one. I mean, like deep blue. This is 800 moving average. Also oscillators, I have momentum and MACD, as you can see below. So basically what I would do is I will look for a trend and a retest on 200. That's where I look for my entries. So yeah, let's say we can take an example like this one here. This here, as you see, we had a trend coming down, then it's above moving average. I mean the 200 moving averages. So this is where I look for my entries, this kind of stop. And this is where I will look for my direction to continue the trend. Because to me, a retest on 200 moving averages is always a continuation. So yeah, so I will look for a retest on 200 moving average, which is the white one that you see, on whatever time frame, depending on the current situation. So even if on 15 minutes, I will look for that, like this spots right here, or in 1 hour, or in 4 hours. So even if we go to another pair, yeah, we can look. So another thing that I'm also looking is the correlation, as you can see. So I'm looking for these 3 pairs. These are all JPY pairs. So once the major is doing something, then I would know, like, I will see like what to expect on other pairs. But that is by itself won't make a decision, but I will still look for price action. So just like any other person, any other trader that would know, price action means like I will look for, like, for instance, here, what you can see, it was a retest on a 200 moving average, but still, as you can see here, price did not continue with the direction of the 200 moving average. And I was waiting for confirmation, but now, as you can see, it's confirming that it's breaking down. So this is going to be on the downside. So I wouldn't have an entry here. As a difference from this point right here, as you can see, it was a retest on the white moving average, but the price action confirmed the situation. So this is where I would make my entry. Yeah. So yeah, basically that's what I'm seeing. So confirmation is the momentum. So if I see a breakout in my direction above after a retest on the 200 moving average, and there is a confirmation of momentum here, right here, momentum, when momentum crosses the 100 mark, the 100 line. So this is the confirmation of the upward movement. And also the MACD would confirm. On the MACD, I use the crossing of the zero line. So when it crosses above or below, that's where it confirms my direction. So that's mainly what I would do. Like, let's say use EJPY. Sorry, I was in USD right here. As you could see on 1 hour, yeah, this one, it confirms with the trend direction. It was a retest on the white, and then the price action confirms by breaking upwards. And as you could see, there was a confirmation momentum and MACD. So that's basically what I do. I will always try to look for retest on the 200, and whatever time frame that is happening, that would show me that in that time frame there is a continuation. Then I will wait for the price action, which is the break. I mean, like, if the price is moving down, so I know, like, successful tops and bottoms. If that has been broken and it's in direction of the moving average, and direction is confirmed by momentum and also confirmed by MACD, that's where I confirm my moves. That's where I get in, and usually it's on London. So by New York, I know New York, always there is some kind of a reversal during New York. So that's the time when I'm out of the market. Or if there's a news few minutes before New York or during New York, that's also a reason for me to get out of the market. Yeah. So basically that's what I do. My routine is always to first find the trend. And I look the trend so quickly by looking at retest on 200 moving average. So if I see a retest on 200 moving average, I know that's like that's a reversal, which is about, I mean, it's like a pullback, which is about to continue the trend. And then that's where I look for price action, and price action where I see price breaking the direction that it was in into the direction that I'm expecting it to go, with confirmation of MACD and momentum. That's where I would enter my positions. Yeah. So also one thing to note is that holding on the pair depends on the time frame that I use. So I tend to avoid mostly using a higher time frame because I want to trade. I'm a day trader, so I would usually look for my entries on 1 hour and 15 minutes. But sometimes you get a trend on 4 hour, then you have to hold for a few days on that. But that is very rare. I do that. So mostly my entries are on 1 hour and 15 minutes. Yeah. That was a quick take on what I do.
And very
So I hope
and very insightful. Thank you very much for sharing, Henry, because basically right now you answer all the questions that I asked you before, you answer with a picture, and that's a very nice thing to see. And regarding trend is a friend, which I really like your expression, and at the same part, the correlation with the three currency pairs and the risk management, taking care of your site, choosing which hours to be in the market and which hours not to be in the market, and dealing with things that you rather, it's easier for you to control instead of dealing with things which is going to be out of your hand to control. And by setting the screen with us, it was really, you gave a very nice picture of your answers before. So thank you for setting your screen. As we approach the end of this interview, Henry, I would like to ask you a few more questions about about the way that you are handling your emotional state after many losses in a row or after a winning strike of trades. We both know that in both cases, a trader might enter a state of revenge trading, right? I'll get that around to me, or a state of euphoria, accordingly. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
Yeah, actually, it's very true. The emotional part, that was the one of the very, very important learning part for me, because I think I found myself that I had to be a very emotional guy when I came to trading. Yeah, so at the beginning, that was the part which I struggled mostly with, and I think once I realized that it's not just me, it's many traders that they go through that. So it was a relief for me. Like, you know what, when it happens, it's not like you're a bad person. It's not like it happens to everyone. I saw a friend who he blew like $300,000 in one trade. You see, so the ego, sometimes it gets you there. So yeah, so what I do obviously is I tend to be so technical. If you are so structure based or you are so technical based, it tends to eliminate some of the emotions. Like if I follow the rules, like if the price reaches this point, I get in. If it doesn't happen, I'm not in. Or if the price the session is now closing, the news is now coming, I have to get out. You have to follow those rules. And most of the times, if I find myself not following those rules, that's where emotional kicks in, and you become in the hoping mode. That's where actually things are messed up. Also, sometimes also it happens that you try to use a lot of lot size, because you just using your emotion, like this trade has to keep on going, or it has to happen like this. So these things, we could say that whatever you read, whatever you happen to manage them, yes, you can manage them through trading, but it happens. And you just have to know that when it happens, because you cannot always check through that. It's always an emotional part. So yeah, to me, I just try to be so technical, like these are the rules, this is where I have to get out, this is where I have to get in. And what I like also on trading profits is because the rules are helping me to manage my emotions. Because if it's my money, I could just do whatever I want and just risk as much as I want. But if I'm trading the profit money, I know, like, okay, if I do this, I'll lose the account. Or if I do this, I won't be able to pass the account. So
True.
this
So
helps
you
me
use it as an
to,
emotional help, as an emotional
yeah,
assistance.
it helps my emotion, because I know, like, this is what I have to do. This is what I have to follow. It's no longer about my choice. It's a plan. It's a rule I have to follow. So that's how somehow it tends to help. That's why I think most people who are trading profits, they tend to manage their amount, their money so well, as you compare to people who are trading their own money.
Yeah.
Because I hear a lot of
And
people, they are
releasing
blowing
the
their.
stress as well, reducing the stress, because the stress level, it's not, I understand what you mean. I want to ask you
Yeah.
though, if you recall one example of each case to tell us how you personally manage it, right? You could mention, for example, a significant loss or a huge win of yours. Is there something to be said over there, a story, something to recall?
Yeah, actually, yeah, there was a story. There was a story. You know, before I actually I was actually into the strategy that I'm using right now. Before I actually plan to be technical about it. Of course, I used to be on a lot of emotional roller coaster. So at some point, I remember I actually it went well, but it was really bad because the situation where I have to put all my future, all my all my expectations in one trade. That was really, really, really bad thing for me. But actually, sometimes it works, and that's where actually when it works, it's bad because when it works, you are guaranteed to repeat that situation again,
Yeah,
and that's the bad thing. So it's better it's not working, so that you will remember that you have to manage small profits and then continue in a consistent manner instead of
yeah.
risking everything. Either you blow it or you win. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
a good
yeah.
part to
You're
be.
right. You're right.
And
We need to
yeah,
take away ourselves from that position. Yeah, and despite if sometimes risk will work, as you say, you cannot rely on that one. Okay, thankfully it worked this time, but the next time, conservative approach needs to be applied. Yeah,
yeah. I think that's gonna get you in a long time. Yeah.
yeah. Great. In conclusion, if you were about to start today from zero, sorry, knowing what you learned, what would you have done differently? If you would be making a new start today as a trader, right? What is the thing that you would have done differently?
Um. Well, first of all, I would find a mentor. I would find a mentor, a person who actually uh, is doing well, and I would follow him. The mistake that I did when I was starting up, I'm a guy who could find a lot of information. If you ask me something and I don't know about it, I will guarantee in few minutes or in a few hours, I will come with an answer. So I was that kind of a guy. So when I heard about trading, I immediately went online and tried to figure it out by myself because I had confidence that I would figure it out. But that actually prolonged my journey. It took me longer because I had to find my own self. I had to make a lot of mistakes and all that. So if I were to start today, I wouldn't rely on myself to learn in forex trading. I would find a mentor and ask him to teach me. I know there are good mentors out there, but if you choose one and rely on that, it will simplify the journey. And the part of emotion and all that, they will guide you because they know they have been there through, so they will know how to guide you to quickly move you and become a technical and remove all those emotions. Yeah, so that's what I would do. And another thing I would focus on is trading, or is focusing on the price action and market structure. Once
Great.
I realized that everything is on the market, everything is on the price, everything is on the charts, that's when everything started to change to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you have to know well how to read the market structure, not relying on anything else. Everything else is just a reflection of that. Yeah, that's what I would have done if I were to start today.
So basically, you would have what you would be doing differently is you would be have creating shortcuts to the knowledge that you already have. I agree with both, and I agree with a mentor as well, because of course, if you want to be succeeding a path, any kind of a path, you need to be talking with people which they passed that path before, and that's why we're doing those interviews with great traders like you. Um, Thriving on the prop trading world, right, and receiving payout. So we can share your experiences and your knowledge with other traders that they're not yet there, but that they would like really to go there. And I believe, yes, sharing a bit of knowledge, what you said before, I really like that. Even if you don't know the answer, you will be having the answer very soon. So imagine being a group of people all together, how quick they can be having access to the information, either to something good or to protect ourselves when it comes to risk management and other aspects, right? So, last question of the interview, Henry. What
Yeah.
is the number one piece of advice that you would be giving to a new trader, to someone that you would be starting today?
Okay, yeah. So if you are starting out, and I would advise not to use your own money. That's another thing I would advise you to do. Because all these emotions and all this emotional management, it comes because of trading with small amount of money. Because if you are trading with small amount of money and you are just starting out, you don't have a concrete trading strategy, or you are just there finding yourself, finding your confidence, you tend to risk a lot. And that's where the emotion kicks in, and it's going to prolong your journey. So I would advise after you test your strategy, and you know what you are supposed to do, and you are now coming into trading, you use other people's money. As on the stage, you can use profit money, which you risk a lot of very small amounts on by yourself, but you will skip that emotional part. I think it would be a good journey for you. You will avoid so much, because so many people I know, and myself included, we have blown a lot of accounts. This small amount of money, we have blown a lot of them, because you won't be satisfied with 1% from $100 or 1% from $500, but the same amount, 1% from 50,000, 1% from 100,000, that's different game. So you see, it's the same risk, but big reward. But with a small account, you won't be able to do that. You will want to risk 10%, 20%, because that's when you will see some at least satisfying results. And that's where the risk comes in. That's where you risk everything in one trade. And yeah,
I
that's
couldn't agree
what
more. I couldn't agree more. I truly believe the same with you, Henry. 100%. Prop trading has strong benefits for the traders, right? When it comes about not risking like huge amounts of their own funds, giving them the ability to learn and giving them the ability to thrive, which, as you very well said, it takes your worry and the stress as well away, and you're capable of focusing much more in what you do instead of worrying about trading, with your own funds. That thing alone sets up the mind much more free, in order to succeed on that kind of the aspect. And of course, having people like you organizing, providing, education along the way. As I said in the beginning, it was pleasure doing with you the webinar back in June, because it's amazing to see somebody talking about something and at the same time seeing the progress. And that's why we're doing the interview today and getting to the point that you are. So I would like to ask you any considerations to take another talent of us, Henry?
Oh yeah, of course. I would love to. I would love to. Especially I like the VIP plan. I think I wouldn't think of any other plan to start or to do. Any person who is getting into profits, because it's easier. Everything is easier, and I think it's good to manage a lot of money always.
True, true,
Yeah.
true. And more convenient trading rules, you would say, compared to the other challenges. This is the challenge that you took in the first place. That was the challenge that you passed and lead you to the scaling plan, the CFDs VIP. So great. Of course, when you're gonna be having availability, when you're gonna be feeling sick or traveling, it will be great to do a follow-up challenge and have people stay in tune and see, another progress and share your insights. Henry, it was a pleasure having you. Thank you very, very much for your time. I truly believe this interview will be helping many traders, right, to adapt the things that you said during the interview. Your insights, they will be very valuable for them, right? As you said before, the pieces of information, wherever they're coming, is always useful to receive them and listen to the message in order how we can get improved. So thank you very much for your time. You have a safe flight back to Tanzania, and
Thank you.
looking forward to speak to you again.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Alex. It was a pleasure having you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Henry. Bye. Bye.
Bye.